Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. That there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful April 1st. It's the first of the month. So cash your check and get out. It's the first of the month. I got to level with y'all. I don't feel that great right now. For real, I got to level with y'all. I don't know. From the time I came home from work, got myself cleaned up. All of a sudden, I feel a little weak. But anyway, like I said, I hope everybody's having a wonderful April Fool's Day, my kind of day. Before we get started, I definitely want to give shout outs to Too Tough Sports, that Madden Gamer League where the games are broadcasted on Twitch. If you think you are a baller shot caller when it comes to the Madden realm, come to Too Tough, baby, as well as Heather's Craft Haven, my sis from another miss, and Heather's Craft Haven on TikTok. So, with that being said, I got my homie right here with me. What up, Tony?
What's good? What's good?
Nothing much. I'm sitting here. I got this Iowa versus LSU game on. It's a lot of I got to be honest with you, bro. I know you don't keep up with the NCAA, but the women have taken it from the men, especially this year. They have taken it. Even when it comes to the price, of the games. The women's Final Four is 50%, costs 50% more than the men's Final Four. Because the females
we could say that in the past that the women used to show out. Women almost always show out on some level.
Yeah. But the star power, like with tonight's games, with it being a rematch of last year's national championship game, and then the game after this, you got USC versus UConn. You know, UConn has been, UConn was the powerhouse for a very long time. They have a chance to get back to the Final Four, but USC, their freshman, Juju Watkins, this chick is averaging 27 points a game. This chick reminds me of Candace Parker. There's nothing on the basketball court, and she's a freshman, bro. There's nothing on the basketball court that this chick can't do. So that's where I'm going to start off the today's show about March Madness. And yeah, I got LSU and Iowa playing right now. LSU is winning. I hope LSU whoop their ass. And it ain't nothing against Caitlin Clark. I'm going to be honest with you because I've been saying this from the beginning. I want LSU versus South Carolina. But prior to LSU's game 2 days ago on Saturday against UCLA, hey, boo, against UCLA, the LA Times wrote some real messed up stuff about LSU's basketball team. Now, there's a black squad. And UCLA is mixed, but they said it's milk and cookies versus the dirty debutantes. I was like, wow. I was like, damn. It's kind of messed up.
But you know what? That's kind of both ways, kind of shot at both teams for real.
No, because some of the people from the LA Times have already tried to walk it back, but it's too late now. It's printed, people seen it.
I mean, they would walk the whole statement back. If I was going to walk it back, I'm not going to walk one half of it because both sides could look at that statement and be offended.
Well, bottom line is, it's too late though. You can't walk it back now. It's on the fine print. But so the women's tournament is popping right now. And again, LSU is winning by 5 points right now. It's in the second quarter. Now, as far as the men go, the Final Four is set. Remember when I came on here last week, I said pretty much chalk walk the day in the tournament the first weekend. Not so much the case this past weekend. 2 number ones got bounced. Ain't no number 2 seeds left. We have number 1 UConn going up against number 4 seed Alabama, and then number 1 Purdue, and I owe them an apology. I said Purdue wasn't built for this. I owe them an apology. They proved me wrong. But number 1 Purdue going against number 11 NC State. There's your feel good team. NC State. NC State was coming into the ACC tournament. NC State was 17 and 14. Again, they needed to win the tournament they needed to win their conference tournament to get into the big tournament. They haven't lost the game since. And they took out Duke yesterday. They took out Marquette. They are the feel-good story. Will I call them a Cinderella? No, because they're a Power 5 school. Now, people have already asked the question, is this the greatest tournament run you've ever seen? No, unless they win it. Now, if they win it, okay. Because you got to go through some real shit to win it. Now, I mean, you had to go through some real shit to get there. But if they win it, sure. But this is the second straight Final Four where there's only one blue blood, and the transfer portal and NIL, this is how it's going to be. The only blue blood, just like last year, was UConn. The three teams that I just named, Purdue hadn't been to a Final Four since 1980. NC State hasn't been to a Final Four since 1983, Jimmy Valvano. And Alabama ain't never been to the goddamn Final Four. So, again, it looks like it should favor UConn. I believe they'll win it, unless a huge upset happens. But I enjoyed my college basketball this weekend. I did. Now, as far as what I called you about last night, I just text Calvin a few minutes ago before we got on here. I said, hey, did you get boy information? He said, no, he wasn't able to get his information. And because I really wanted to look forward to that. But, I mean, since you're on here, there's some other stuff, bro, that I'm gonna try to thug it out tonight because, again, I don't feel great right now. I really don't feel that good right now. But I'm gonna try to thug it out. But NBA, before we get to the topic before we get to some more Diddy stuff, who you think winning the MVP, dude?
Who do I think deserves the MVP? Or who do I think will win it?
Who do you think's winning?
I think Jokic. I think Jokic deserves the MVP.
I said, okay, well, who do you think's gonna win it?
Possibly Shea.
I think Jokic is gonna win it. I think he's gonna win it. Am I going that far to say that I think Shea deserves the MVP? I believe he deserves to be in serious consideration, but Jokic's stock only grew with that championship. And the fact that, they look like they should win it. Again, I put no stock in Boston whatsoever. I put no stock in Boston.
You know what, though? But this is less about the teams. It's about the MVP. Here's the thing with Jokic and why there's a chance he won't win it. And I mean, he doesn't have a bunch of them underneath his belt per se. Like what up the analogy I'm about to give. First of all, I thought it was two of them dudes that I was supposed to be debating. What happened to the other one?
Neither one, man.
Thought it was two of them. Neither one wanted to show up for the argument. They just want to say LeBron the greatest, and don't even show up there because I brought all kinds of stats, win shares and everything, everything.
State your claim, gangster. We're broadcasted on Twitch. They can see it. We're being broadcasted on Twitch.
Okay, well, we'll circle back around to that. But the thing with that is sometimes I think the voters get fatigued and they look at the player. Because they're so used to seeing this kind of performance from the dude, it's like normal. And so it's taken in a different context because you're talking about, I was going to make the argument, Jordan got 5 MVPs. How many MVPs did he really win, though?
Jordan?
But the voters got fatigued in voting for by default Jordan. And so that's when you get the Karl Malones, and because they have an exceptional season.
Jordan could have won about 8 or 9. Easy.
Right. But it makes sense to give it to somebody, say like a Karl Malone or even a Barkley. They played great that season and got their team. The turnaround from the Phoenix Suns, for instance, the turnaround from Even if you look at like Tim Duncan's influence on the Spurs, the win turnaround. When you see that and a team win 20, 30 more games because of a dude's presence, you got to say he realistically he deserves that MVP because Jordan was just doing Jordan. He was doing Jordan things at that point.
It's a little different. Are you talking about like Tim Duncan's first year in San Antonio when he won Rookie of the Year?
Yeah. But it's not just with Tim Duncan. I mentioned Charles Barkley because the Phoenix, they had a plus however many wins, plus 20 something wins.
Right.
Because of that dude. So you got to kind of consider them MVP. They were the most valuable player to that team. Jordan was just doing Jordan things. He rolled out of bed and was being Jordan every day.
You could have said that about Shaq too. And it's amazing that Shaq. It's amazing that Shaq only got one. Same thing.
And that's the reason why. Remember that controversy with Shaq and Steve Nash over the MVP?
Yep.
You can make a legitimate argument that Steve Nash was more valuable to that team than to his team than Shaq was in terms of turnaround because Shaq was just doing Shaq things.
But that was his first season with Miami. And the turnaround was pretty amazing. But I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. But see, and the only thing is Steve Nash, that was Steve Nash's second MVP when they had the controversy with Shaq. That was when he won back-to-back. So they was really reaching when they gave that one to Steve Nash because that was Shaq's first year in Miami. Miami, even though the year before they were a playoff team, they had the best record in the East as soon as Shaq got there. And again, that was Steve Nash's second MVP. You talking about the 2005 season. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think D Wade kind of hurt Shaq's case for that though.
Well, he damn sure did the year after that in the finals when he carried the day.
So yeah. So I think that might have played a part too.
But I think Jokic is gonna win it. Shea, like I said, I think he should be in the conversation, but I don't think he'll win it. Unless for the rest of the season, Jokic underperforms and Shea gets OKC to number one in the West.
Well, you know that ain't gonna happen. Jokic is 26, 12, and 12 tonight. Just showing up. 26, 12, and 12.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still don't think that he's the best player in the league. But I'm starting to change my mind on that. Because I've been a Giannis
That's a rough one because who's better?
I've been a Giannis dude for the last they both I would love to see them in the finals. I would love for it to be Milwaukee and Denver. It ain't sexy city-wise, but who cares? I would love to see Giannis versus Jokic in the finals. That's what I'm rooting for.
I don't know. I've looked at the three dudes head to head, Jokic and Giannis and Embiid, and really, statistically, when they play, Embiid puts up the better numbers than Giannis versus Jokic.
He does, but I mean, Embiid is not reliable. He's not.
That's true.
You know,
that's true. But it's kind of a wash with them two dudes because Embiid outscores him, but then you look at them assists. And it's like balanced out because these are shots that he could have taken. He facilitated, and maybe they got 15, 20 points off of them assists. And Embiid might have 3 assists or, whatever rebounds. They usually are about even. Who you saluting?
My brother. Saluting
okay.
Sean. Saluting Sean. Well, so what do you think the final? You already think that Denver's going to win. We've already had that.
Yeah, I already think that. I already think Denver, and like you, I have no confidence in Boston. I just believe it'll be anybody other than Boston.
Yeah. I'm saying I hope it's Denver versus Milwaukee. I really do. I really hope it's Denver versus Milwaukee. Jokic versus Giannis, that would be epic.
So let me do this. That way we don't have to circle back around. To the people that's listening and the two dudes that were scared to show up because they didn't want to, they didn't want the debate for real.
Here we go.
Let me just say this. And y'all can, if you're listening, just type it in there in the comment thing. You got one game, 5 minutes left in that game. This is for your life. Literally, this is for your life. Somebody sitting there with a 12 gauge to your head and said, you better pick it right. Otherwise, I'm unloading this in your head.
Kapow.
You got LeBron, you got Jordan. Who you taking? Who you taking to win that game? Who you taking? I don't think I need to go any further. Only a madman would take somebody named, well, the self-proclaimed king. To me, that right there made me the greatest. To me, right there, your ass to be dead. You be minus a head with that dude because he be looking to pass. Because some 5'11" dude named JJ would stick him and he be scared to handle that ball. So that's all I'm saying. Who you taking?
He went back to JJ Barea.
Who you taking? I don't care. I don't care if it was JJ, Jason Terry. You could put anybody out there. Who are you taking? No matter what team you're playing against, who are you taking to take that last 5 minutes? Who do you want? If I take it down to the last 30 seconds of the game, the last 24 seconds of the game, who do you want? It's a litany of dudes that I would pick before that dude. But we're just talking Jordan and LeBron. There's a few dudes I would take before I would ever consider that number 23.
Yeah, because you would take number 24 or number 8.
I take 24. I take 8. I take that Bird dude, the Birdman before there was Birdman.
Number 33.
Number 33. Exactly. This dude would be way down the list somewhere. He would be way. I would take Dwayne Wade. I'd be way down the list somewhere.
Well, fellas, if y'all listening,
I might take Steph Curry over him. I might even take Durant over him.
Oh, I would take Durant over him. I'm just saying.
In that situation, yeah.
Yeah, I would. Sean just said Kobe, of course. Of course. Now, fellas, if y'all listening, I extended the invite, so, don't hide on Twitch now. We here. You can watch this on Twitch, but, I told you what happened when they asked me that question and I said Magic Johnson. Boy, man, it was like I said something. It was like I said something personal. I'm like, that's my preference, so, and like I said,
I don't think these dudes actually appreciate certain things like, okay, the scoring. Everybody associates the scoring with Jordan, but he only took 2 more shots than LeBron. But look at the scoring differential, both career and playoff. It's not even close. Like it's not even close. Right. Just in general, better defender. Yeah, LeBron can guard all them positions. But how many defensive All-NBA did he have? How many defensive players of the year? First team defensive NBA does he have? It's night and day. It's night and day. He's a great player. I'm not saying he's a great player, but in terms of GOAT, longevity does not necessarily equate GOAT, and durability is a thing. So you give him props for the durability, but we playing in the tissue paper league now. So with load management, that's the thing. They soft as hell, and they still need to load manage. So I don't put a lot of stock in there, but just head to head for one game for your life. 24 seconds left. Game is tied. Or better yet, let's make it even more pressure. Your team down 1. They down 1.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds left. Who are you giving that ball to? Only a madman ain't giving it to 23 and the original 23, Jumpman 23. Only a madman, because he's going to make the right play. If he ain't shooting it, he's going to make the right play. Either way, he wants the responsibility of that last play. He ain't standing around watching Ray Allen or Chris Bosh save his ass. That's not gonna happen. It's just not. That ball is gonna come to his hands no matter what.
Yeah, nigger.
And he gonna trust his teammate to make that shot, not because he's scared to take that shot, because it's the smart basketball play. That's all I got to say about that. And you a Lakers fan, like I said. They need to start with looking at the Lakers roster and asking, does he, in that same situations, how many Lakers would people take over LeBron? Because I would trust Magic Johnson with that ball with 10 seconds left.
I was going to say, I can give you 2. I can give you 2. Kobe, Magic Kobe. Matter of fact, I'll give you another Laker, Nick Van Exel. Aha.
Yeah. And Kobe, even if it's a bad, Kobe gonna take that shot. Even if it's over 3 defenders, he gonna take that shot. He's not shrinking from that because he ain't afraid to take that shot and afraid to take that L.
Damn, Angel, you got 3 fouls already? Come on, baby. Let's get it. Sir. Do you have you heard this audio, this audio thing that's just going viral of allegedly, gotta use that big A word, allegedly, Diddy and Meek Mill getting it in?
I heard some, but I don't put much stock in that. I don't put much stock when this kind of stuff starts to come out. I can't take it seriously. I can't take it because if it was this easy to drop, it's been sitting there in somebody's hands all this time, and they saw no reason to leak it out. And so now all of a sudden, they want you to believe
the fear
everything that leaks out to me.
You know what I'm saying? The fear factor is gone. Like people, Diddy was like the boogeyman, and the fear.
But who leaked this out?
This came from. Good shit. This came from tied up at halftime. LSU and I were tied up at halftime. This came from Meek Mill's bodyguard, former bodyguard, and he talks about it. He says that it was one night they went into this room, at a resort or whatever, and he was told to stand outside, and he put his phone to the. He heard the action, the grunting, and he put his phone to the door. Do you remember in Snowfall season 1? You remember when the dude?
Yeah, when old boy was supposed to go handle the business, and he took the dude in the room with the dude and said,
"Yeah." That's what it sound like, bro. That's what it sound like, and it's like, whoa.
I don't put no stock in that. I don't care about the fear factor or whatever, because anybody could do that.
Well, Meek Mill's response to that was he promised me a Grammy. So if that's what winning
he cost me a Grammy.
No, he promised me a
Wait a minute, that was his response. Yeah. Wait a minute, that was his response to that leak?
Yeah.
Who is he talking about? He cost me a Grammy.
No, he promised me a Grammy. He's saying that Diddy promised him a Grammy.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that on some show, this dude came on there, played that recording, and for Meek Mill, with him sitting there and his response.
I don't know if Meek Mill
his response was that.
I don't know if Meek Mill was sitting there, but you got the I don't know if it came from X or whatever, but after the video leaked out, Meek had a response. He promised me a Grammy. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, again, I don't know. To be honest, I don't actually even know if stuff like that is germane to what's actually going on with him. Because for real, I mean, it's the music industry. It's anything Hollywood. It's anything where money is involved. You're gonna find stuff like that. And for finding out Diddy is on the low, I mean, we all kind of we heard stuff, and it's like, who cares? Like I don't even care about the Will Smith thing. If he is, he is. But the bigger thing I think with Diddy and the problem with him is not secretly being in the men. It doesn't matter if he admitted. It doesn't change anything, I guess, because all the way back with dudes like Cisco, when Cisco came, remember when Cisco came out that he was bi?
I don't, but
like no one cared. Yeah, no one actually cared. This is after Thong Song. No one cared. The whole stuff surrounding Lil Wayne and Birdman. Does anybody really care? No. Birdman clearly is a rump wrangler, but no one cares.
Allegedly.
And
Allegedly. Gotta use
right.
that A
And
word. Gotta
so
use
I
that
don't think
magic
that's
A
the
word.
issue. The issue with Diddy is the underage shit and holding women hostage and all of that shit, raping them. That's the bigger issue, whether he and the dudes on the low. I could care less. Whether Meek Mills wanted to bend over for the nigga for a Grammy. That's if he owned that, then it's more embarrassing on his part. That you out here Fleece Johnson and Diddy looked at you and said, I like shit and I want shit. And we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. I'm a warrior.
Hey, shut up.
Booty more important than water.
It's again.
You willing to pimp your ass out for a Grammy?
I'm more or less thinking about Meek Mill. Like you said, I'm really not thinking about Diddy. All right, we got that. I'm more or less thinking about Meek Mill because it's like, bro, some of this stuff is making sense to me now. Like, well, I was always wondering why, out of all the people Robert Kraft could hang out with, why him? They may have been allegedly passing my boy around, man. Dreams and nightmares. Ain't that a bitch? Think about it.
Well, the Robert Kraft and Meek Mill, Robert Kraft was into them girls, and so you never know who Meek Mill know and what hookup he got. That stuff like again. Yeah, I mean, these is grown ass men. They can do that if they want to. If he Meek, for all we know, Kraft made on the low like black women. Who knows? He might like black men. I don't know, but all of that stuff in the big picture, Meek Mill, career wise. If no one cared with these other people, this is a blip on the radar and no one will ultimately care. It's just a blip on the radar. It's sensationalized because of it being Diddy, but once that part has moved, no one will care. If you like Meek Mill before that, you probably gonna continue to like Meek Mill.
Do you so you think Meek can recover from this?
It might hurt his fan base if it's women into him. It might hurt his fan base. But we live in a culture that it might help his fan base. It helped Cisco. It didn't hurt him at all. Women thought that. Oh, he's so sensitive. He's in touch with his feminine side. So that type stuff you can't call.
Well, I want to see some comments. Do you guys think that Meek Mill can recover from this? Because his rep has taken a huge hit over the last couple months.
You need to read Facebook sometimes, because when that shit with Jada responding, I guess, about Dwayne Martin and Will, you should have seen some of the black women comments up in there. They talking about they shit. They would love to be up in the middle, in between with them dudes.
I bet they would.
So it never occurs to us men that the same way we look at these women and say, shit, I love to be in the middle of Sanaa Lathan and Regina Hall. They looking at us like, shit, I wish I had two niggas up in, and they thinking the same thing. They just won't say it because of society.
True. Well, I got one comment that said Meek getting them cheeks clapped to get ahead in the game.
Well, I mean, he ain't the only one. So, I mean, I don't know why people, I don't care what dude you looked at. I promise you, they got tried at some point in their career, and they probably did some shit. They like Brad Pitt, all them dudes. They probably you'll never hear about it, but they did some stuff.
Yeah.
They did some stuff. I forget who that was. I think it was Russell Crowe or something, that he was talking about his experience when he first got into the industry, and some older female director had him servicing her box orally to get a part.
But I got another comment saying that he will be fine. People will still bump Dreams and Nightmares. It's still my shit. I love Dreams and Nightmares. A couple will hit different though the next time I hear it, but it'll still be my shit. But why is it that when it's people who look like us, it's like front page news, and when it's not people who look like us, it's just swept under the rug?
Because who controls the media?
Say it, Malcolm.
Who controls the media, and what narrative would they prefer to be out there? Anything culturally that they can attach negative to specifically us, black males, they're going to do it. They're going to do it because that is what they're most threatened by. So they have to tear into us in some way, shape, form, or manner, attach whatever negative stigma they can.
Of course, because we the shit. We the shit.
You know, but behind every one of those stigmas, the origin of every one of those stigmas is some non-melanated face. It's just facts. Rick said it, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Well, how the hell did cocaine get here in America? Some non-melanated face.
I don't know, for some reason, and you can call me an asshole if you want to, the song Bump, Bump, Bump just popped into my head. I don't know. The song Bump, Bump, Bump just popped into my head. I don't know. You know me.
So we are what we are, and we have our issues, but a lot of our issues are brought on by facilitation by an enemy that's dogged us for hundreds of years.
Got another comment. You are looking at a military disclosure. They are all involved. This is only the tip of the iceberg. These are facts.
Okay. There might be some level of truth to that. I don't know who all is. If it's Uma Abedin and Hillary Clinton stealing kids' faces, you know, I don't know about that, but I will say that, like I said, the majority of the nefarious stuff that is going on is cultivated, propagated, and mostly controlled by the non-melanated individuals in this country. That's really all I'll say about it.
Puff was a puppet. R. Kelly is too. Oprah and The Rock are puppets for all this. That was another comment.
Yeah, I believe that, but I'd also believe that everybody, their contemporaries are puppets as well. Their contemporaries that are non-melanated are puppets too.
Did you hear about
the true power doesn't lie with anybody that's in the public sphere. If they're in the public sphere talking and waving and you know their name, they're not the true power base. They're just the front man.
Yeah, because I was just getting ready to talk about the guy who's in control of Universal Records. You know, he's part of that lawsuit that guy, Lil Rod.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a funny ass name too. I'm sorry, forgive me. I'm just an idiot.
And what's funny is you could have Mark Zuckerberg's and even Elon Musk, these ridiculously wealthy dudes. They're just puppets. They got all the money, but they're just puppets because the money does not necessarily equate to power.
Now explain that one. Explain that one to the audience.
Because Elon Musk can do what Elon Musk can do because he's facilitated. If America decided that they truly did not want to enhance Elon Musk's business here in America, they could shut that man down. They could shut his businesses down.
This is more than just black and white. They hide behind that. Lil Rod took Diddy Rod. Hey, man, shut up, man. Oh, my goodness. The chat is undefeated. I swear to God. But go into more detail with that because I messed around reading the damn comment. So you said that just because you got all the money doesn't necessarily give you the power.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't translate to power because in a lot of ways they make the deal with the devil. You know, they tell the devil tells them, "I will make you successful. I will make you if you do this in this return. I will let you run your businesses here if you do this in return." Without that endorsement, you're not gonna get a foothold of your business. I don't care how much money you got. They'll figure out ways to take your money from you. Violations set you up for violations just so they can close your businesses. This government has been this way. If you read a lot of J. Edgar Hoover's files, you see what they're willing to do in order to, strip somebody of public status. J. Edgar Hoover, a lot of emphasis is put on his hatred for blacks, even though, low key, the rumor, and I mean, I guess it's true that he was in fact low key part melanated, but that he kept files on on Martin Luther King Jr. Well, he had files on JFK. He had files on Castro. He had files on everybody. Yeah, I mean, he was like what Batman did to Justice League. He got everybody weakness sitting in a safe just in case, break glass in emergency, take them out. This is how this government always has existed. They're only going to let you get but so powerful, because and it's not this Illuminati thing. The government has always been run behind the scenes by a whole different entity, by a bunch of different people you'll never see, because they pull the strings. They decide what needs to be law, what doesn't need to be law, all of the above.
Well, somebody agrees with that last statement you said. Then there's another statement. Clive Davis did it all for Diddy.
And it's not there. Well, yeah, Clive Davis had a lot of influence in a lot of people's lives negatively. It seems positively on the face, but yeah, negatively, they all paid some kind of price to get success with that dude.
Whitney.
So yeah, I'll agree wholeheartedly with that.
But why does the thing that you have to do have to be just so nasty? That's just like,
because depravity is the history of, in some respects, history of the world. I won't say America, but it's the history of the world. Yeah, what happened to us, our ancestors during slavery, this is something that it was happening around the world on different levels in different places. You go back to well, I'll tell you what, whether you're a biblical person or a non-biblical person, a religious person, period, because Sodom and Gomorrah is also in the Quran. Sodom and Gomorrah, what do you think they were doing? They run around each other, butt fucking each other. This is what they were doing. So it's always existed.
But I did listen to that audio. And if you haven't listened to that audio, and this is what people who are watching, if you skittish, don't.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I can't actually answer that question. All I can say is just something in man, period. It's not a black or white thing. It's something in man, period, because even our people, what our people in some places in Africa still do today, but what they did for centuries in sewing women up, they private parts, sewing them up, closed, to make sure that they save for their husband. Come on, man.
What?
That's kind of barbaric.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah. There's tribes over in Africa that legit do that. They sew her stuff up to ensure that she's saved for her husband, so she cannot lose her virginity.
That's crazy.
So, as in like get it closed.
Threading the needle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ouch.
So yeah, it's one of them things.
I hope
that's why I say it's not exclusive.
I hope they at least put him to sleep with a dart or something before they did that shit, because that's just mean.
Yeah.
Got another comment saying, yeah, they still do that. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you and Big Rob are on one accord tonight.
So it's a world kind of thing. I mean, and that's why I expanded it, not to just pick on the calcium camels. In terms of the history here in America, the barbarism, that's the sexual barbarism in particular was focused toward us.
Yo,
but yeah,
I'm sorry, that's a picture playing in my head right now. A woman having her female region sewed up to remain close. Ew. So like, what about when they, have that time of the month?
Your guess is as good as mine, bro.
Oh.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Come on, Africa. We got to be better than that. Good Lord.
Come on. Hell, even in Egypt, Kemet, and this carried over to other cultures in terms of the men that worked in the palace, they would chop the balls off, make them into eunuchs so that they were no threat to interact with any of the royal women or any of the women of status. So they would only be eunuchs. You ain't have to worry about them trying to run.
What country is this?
Egypt.
All right. Note to self: don't go to Egypt.
Yeah, eunuchs. Well, they don't do that today because there are no pharaohs, of course. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it was a thing they did for centuries. Yeah, I mean,
I
and
didn't
it
know that
carried
either.
over to other cultures. That a lot of the men that worked inside the palace or anywhere near the palace were eunuchs because we don't want nobody that's functioning near none of these women.
So just because my swag might be better than yours, you got to chop my nuts off? Bruh, come on,
Yep.
man. Come on,
Yep.
man. Just because no one on the corner got swagger like me, you got to chop away my balls to my pee-pee? No, man. That ain't right.
I
That
just
ain't right.
watched a couple weeks ago. I watched a documentary on Netflix, and it was about uh Jeffers, not what the heck is his name? Anyway, he ran a cult. It was a religious cult, and they had the 18 brides, and they varied in age from 9 all the way up to 30.
When they
And the
chopping their
stuff
nuts
that was
off?
going on with that.
When
Huh?
they chopping 9-year-olds balls off?
No, no,
Oh,
no. But
oh,
9-year-olds was
oh,
fair game in terms
oh.
of having as a wife and consummating your marriage. Yeah, out there in Utah.
Oh yeah, I know they do that nasty shit. I know they do that shit in Utah. 9 years old. What the fuck? That is nasty. That is nasty.
So, and ultimately, the funny thing is, they didn't actually bother them people until that dynamic came in. They was like, fine, you want to do the polyamory thing? It's hard to prove anyway. So you want to have 18 wives as long as they're legal, we'll leave you alone. But once it got out that they were underage, half of them was underage, then they got to raid the compound. Got to raid the compound. These are the same things that kind of brought attention to see people like David Koresh.
Well,
Them
I heard
cults.
the person that you were talking about. I just got a comment saying that it was a sex cult.
Well, yeah, it's hard to argue against that because yeah, it was a religious cult that was largely based in that. Yeah, so yeah.
Well, did you hear what I said earlier? I said you and Robert are on one accord tonight. He is
Okay.
co-signing everything you were saying.
Well, because these are facts. Like literally, anybody that wants any knowledge, you can pick up pretty much anything involving David Koresh and or I can't remember the dude's name in Utah, but you can pick, and it's what they were charged with, is what they were convicted of, it's what everything. So it's there's no doubt. There's no conspiracy there because it's literally facts.
So, do you think if Diddy was in another country, they would castrate him for his actions?
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Depending on absolutely, absolutely. If he was in Africa, that nigga be dead already. They'd have cut his head off right there in the middle of the village. They'd have cut his head off. Depending on where he is in Africa, you come to find out. See, people. Here's the funny thing about Africa. People, if you've never been there, I've been there, but if you've never been there, you think Africa is a country. It's a continent with
Right.
a whole
It's,
bunch of countries, and each one of
yes.
them countries got their own rules and laws and everything.
Absolutely
And
correct. Yes. Yes.
you right now, you can go on the internet and see all kinds of porn and this, that, and the other from Ghana, right? Because Ghana is progressive. Ghana, in many ways, is like us. You know what I'm saying? You think that literally these just garden variety Negroes.
I heard that about Liberia too.
Right. But then if you go to certain other areas, oh, it's a whole different ball game. There's a lot of things you can't do. You sleep with somebody else's wife, they trying to stone you. And damn sure if you're doing what Diddy do was Diddy and Meek Mill, they cutting your head off.
Is allegedly accused of doing.
Allegedly accused. Even allegedly, they're gonna drag you to the village and embarrass you and then cut your head off. So it just depends on where you are in Africa.
Damn, it sounds like it's worse if it's alleged. It sounds like it was a rumor, you get it worse.
No, over there it's just some of the countries are heavily Islamic and they go by traditional Islam, and so that you violate, then yeah, your life might be in jeopardy. Whereas other places you go, it's a little bit more. It's a lot more tolerant, even though they're Muslims there. It's like going to certain places and going to Iran, certain places in Iran versus going to Dubai. You're going to encounter Muslims, but you're encountering two different sects of Islam. One is traditional, they go strict, and the other one is more progressive.
That's why Sean went to Africa after messing around with Diddy. Wait a minute, hold on. You said you heard the video of it, the audio. Just curious, Rob. You heard it? What what was your reaction to it? Just type in, because it only. Never mind. I don't want to get too graphic in it. Like I said, if you skittish, don't listen to that shit. Don't listen to that shit. They got a video where Godfrey is listening to it, and he's basically reacting to it. And it's like he's like, I don't know. Not like two men fucking together naked. Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
See? He said, my name is Leslie Gaiman, not like Gaiman, not like two men fucking together naked.
Oh, Michael Blackson.
No.
It's not Michael Blackson?
Nope.
I don't know who that is.
That's Godfrey on Soul Plane.
Oh. Yeah, I don't even remember that scene. I remember him on Soul Plane, but I don't remember that. But okay.
When his first scene, when he came up and sat next to Snoop in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And he told him his name. He said Leslie Gaiman. He was like, what?
Gaiman. Yeah.
Like,
okay.
He said, not like Gaiman, not like two men fucking together naked. I like pussy just like you. Everybody will be pregnant at the end of this flight.
Yeah. Again, I don't, like I said, if that's their bag, that's their bag. Yeah, I mean, in today's culture, it is what it is. Some people the people are gonna say what they're gonna say about
to me,
that.
It's not
they're gonna feel whatever they feel. Because you're not hurting nobody. You're not breaking the law. And if Meek Mills want to do that for a Grammy, that's Meek Mill business. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Bro, but what if you raping men?
Illegal
what if you R-wording men? What if you are R-wording men?
What if you're doing what?
What if you are taking it from men? What if you are R-wording men?
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I said once the illegal stuff enters the frame, then that's a whole different ball game.
Like, the stories of lace drinks where it leaves you incoherent.
Right. Yeah. See, that's something. That's something different. If you a celebrity and people clout chase you and come and, do shit to you because they clout chasing or think they're going to get paid or whatever, that's on them. But the other stuff, where you doing Darren Sharper to people and, jumping out of bushes, having your bodyguards abduct people and throw them in the back of the, van hogtied and all that.
You went on that Get Out shit. Come on, man.
I'm just saying they do shit like that.
That shit hurt.
They do shit like that. Or you got the pretty girl Cassie and you making her take care of dudes and shit under threat.
Man. Yeah.
Like I don't get what you get out of that, Diddy. You got power. I mean, clearly you can do that, but I don't understand what you get out of that.
Right. Maybe it's what he had to do so he could run his business a certain way.
Well, then you don't want to be a music mogul. You want to be, I don't know what you want to be, because even drug dealing, drug kingpin, you ain't got to do that.
He promised me a Grammy. Kiss my ass. That's all I'm gonna say. He promised.
It's certain stuff like that makes you look at a lot of people differently, and then you look at people who you already kind of look differently, but didn't necessarily judge and say, well, he probably had it good. How come he ain't more successful? People like Lil Nas, like, how come you wasn't more successful then?
You mean Lil Nas or Big Nas? Because Lil Nas had already made Lil Nas X?
Lil Nas. Yeah.
He made the song called Industry Baby. You know what he doing.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
He's just, he was a relatively new artist, so he just was out with it. I mean, he had that one joint where he was talking about smashing women, Old Town Road, and then right after that, he came out. So nobody really, I mean, it don't hit like the way, like, I think it's and at the end of the day, you're probably right. Meek gonna be fine. It's gonna take some serious damage control. But when you give a persona that you this thugged out nigga and this, that, and the third. And then it comes to the light that you're living a totally different lifestyle. It's like, you know, kind of like, I don't want to say betraying the public's trust because that's a little dramatic, but at least your fans trust.
I'm gonna disagree with that, and I'm going to disagree with that for two reasons. Because of two people I know. One happens to be my cousin. Because we are on one side of the fence, we don't really understand the other side of the fence. There's the gay guys that's feminine and try to act like women and this, that, and the other, and some of them do the cross-dressing thing. But then there's that other side that they're just like we do, men and this, that, and the other, and that's what they attracted to, niggas, thugs. You know what I'm saying? They thugs that want hugs from other thugs. And that's just how that is. And they look at the ones that, you know, snap their fingers and switch and all that, and they like, nah, I ain't no flaming faggot. I ain't trying to be no flaming faggot. I'm a masculine man who like masculine men, and that's just how they are, and they straight up with it.
Like Damon from Friday, Tupac.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
It's like, what you so thankful? Well,
and it's a global thing. It's a global thing. Even with the women, there's the women out there. If they into women and they feminine and they like feminine women, they don't want to fuck with no stud. They like, if I fuck with a female that look like a dude, I might as well fuck with a dude. So they want something like themselves.
Well, what I meant by that is like,
that's how it is.
When I said betraying fans,
I know what you were saying. The projection, but how else is he supposed to project?
I mean,
how else is he supposed to project?
It's 2024, man. If that's the way you living, and
but how else is he supposed to project? You still ain't answered my question. How else is he supposed to project?
I don't know. I don't know.
If in the big picture, let's put it this way. Remember what Charles Barkley said about who was it? John help me out. The NBA player. John Collins?
John Amici. Oh, Jason Collins.
Jason Collins. What Barkley said about that. He said he don't really owe nobody explanation as to what he do in his bedroom.
He doesn't.
How was he supposed to project?
That's true. He doesn't.
You know, and in terms of Meek Mill, I understand what he's sing about in his songs, you know, in general, but it is entertainment.
True.
That's kind of how you got to look at it. It is entertainment. Not everybody's gonna be Sukihana. Let's put it that way. Not everybody gonna be Sukihana in the industry and literally tell everything they do about everything they do, licking balls and all this other shit. Everybody ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Megan Thee Stallion doesn't do that. We don't know what she does, you know, but we know she don't necessarily project like Sukihana. Cardi B is somewhere in the middle.
I love you, Megan. I love you, Cardi. That's all I'm gonna say.
You don't love Suki? You don't love Suki?
I love you too, Sukihana. But I love Megan and Cardi. I love Megan
and Cardi. That was funny with her and Dr. Umar Johnson. That was funny.
That shit was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy. I was like, damn, Umar. Okay.
I mean, I understand his standpoint, and so you give him props for being able to, I guess, function that capacity. And he publicly, I guess the reason why is because he did publicly like kind of shut it down from the get-go with the nonsense that she was saying initially, and like, you want to meet with me on a different subject, then we can meet. He could have declined and said my image will suffer if I go and meet with this woman, but he didn't. So I give him props for that. Think what you want to think. You heard what I said to her, so after that, think what you want to think.
Well, now we have a choice.
You're a black woman, and she has a chance at redemption, I guess, is his thought process. So I'll go talk to her.
Well, now we have a choice if we want to keep buying Meek Mill's music, knowing the truth. I mean, before we knew all this, we had a choice of whether we wanted to buy Meek Mill's music. You know, just whatever your preference is. Look, if Meek Mill make a fire ass track, I'm gonna download it. Give a fuck. Personally,
you're gonna download it, you're gonna listen to it, but you ain't gonna be out down the street bumping that shit with your windows down in the summertime.
Depends on how good the track is. I love music. I could give a damn. I love music. You know, again, like you just said.
But you know what?
Like you just said, It ain't nobody business. What Jason Collins. It ain't no. He don't owe nobody explanation. If you make a fire track, I don't care what you're doing. As far as
I
that
got a
goes.
prediction for you, sir. By the summertime, people will have forgotten about this.
You
In
think
terms of
so?
Meek Mill. In
You
terms
think
of
so?
Meek Mill. In terms of Meek Mill, people will have forgotten about this. In terms of Diddy, it's just getting started. But in terms of Meek Mill, people will have forgotten about him because so much other stuff will have come out involving other people.
That's true.
And so he'll be in the backdrop. His story is told. He'll be in the backdrop, and it'll be somebody else on the forefront that's taking the limelight because they're gonna want that spotlight. So they're gonna have a story to tell.
Hey, he probably can't wait until somebody else's name get dropped.
Yeah, and what ends up happening when you get enough famous names dropped, people stop judging you. It just depends on how many people and who they are. They stop judging you. They'll stop. They won't. Nobody will judge him because they'll say he was one of many.
So let's say that some of the names that come up happen to have the last name that start with a C. What you think gonna get said then?
With a last name C.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie.
Mm-mm.
Who else started with a C?
C-A-R. Do I need to finish the rest?
Yeah, you might as well.
C-A-R-T-E-R.
I mean, what do I think will happen? I think nothing will happen in terms of from the Diddy standpoint. I think, yeah, the spotlight will get hot on that side of the fence.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about the Diddy side of things. I'm talking about from their side of things.
The spot will get hot on that side of the fence, but I don't think that based on what's going on now with Diddy, I think anybody that did have or does have some is going to be tying up loose ends. That's going to be their energy focus, tying up loose ends to make sure that they're not part of that at all.
It's been a lot of quiet people. It's been a lot of quiet
and that's
people.
What's going to end up happening. It'll be a whole bunch of people, a whole lot. I mean, I bet you that it runs so deep that you could, if truth be told, if you sat somebody like Russell Simmons down and asked him what he knew, he probably got a whole bunch of stories to tell, but it'll never happen.
Nah, Russell
that part will never happen.
Russell said, fuck y'all niggas, I'm out of here. Bye, America.
Yeah, it'll never happen. You know what I mean? So I don't think that you'll hear much from these other people. I don't think you'll hear much. I just don't think it's going to touch them. The people that I'm talking about are going to be speaking specifically on Diddy and Diddy only. Because again, he's the one that's in the limelight. He's the one taking the fall for stupidity. Jay-Z is not necessarily in that group. So why bring that on yourself? You know what I'm saying? Why bring that on yourself?
Again, we are watching a movie. That's what.
And other people have I'm sure if the chick Cassie is saying something, people like my girl Sanaa Lathan probably got a story to tell about Diddy. Because what was the rumor with her?
Yeah, that's true.
That stuff happened with her. So but she living her life and is best. And I'm sure she don't want to get caught up in it. She don't want her fan base having images of her getting trains ran on and all that shit. So she'll just say nothing.
Let me ask you this question. Do you agree that we're watching a movie?
No.
Okay.
You talking to me, right?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
No, I don't believe we're watching a movie. I believe life is life. I believe that there are some things that are, in fact, manipulated by the powers that be, because I spoke on that. But I don't believe we're watching a movie. We are living our lives, and our lives are in real time, not a movie. I'm not an actor in a movie. I'm living my life. So to the extent that these things affect me, it's real life. It ain't no damn movie. I mean, I ain't got no popcorn. I ain't till get the popcorn ready. Nah. I believe there are things that are put out to the public, and in a way that they want us to consume, so that we see what we want, what they want us to see. But that's from top to bottom. That's from the everyday family, your neighbor, Bill and his wife Leslie. They put out the image they want you to see. So are you watching the movie when you see them every day?
Nah,
You know, they might secretly smoke crack and be part of some kind of sex cabal, for all you know. So, are you watching a movie when you look at them? No, you're seeing what they want you to see. But reality is still there. Just because they hide it, don't mean it ain't still there. We ain't watching no damn movie. And no, the real Joe Biden is not no zombie somewhere. And no, this, that, and the other. No, that's not the case.
Hey, y'all funny, man. Y'all funny. Can you?
I know what I'm not that no more. But you know, my background is that I come from a theological background, and I can have that discussion all day, every day.
Yeah.
If you looked at this dude's tweets on Easter,
who?
The orange idiot.
Oh, here we go.
Look at his tweets on Easter, bruh. You trying to sell $60 Bibles on Easter and literally doing nothing but the whole day spitting venom, and then you talking about the only verse you know is 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians. Nigga just a scumbag, man. He's a scumbag. But what do I know?
Here we go. Okay. All right. I mean, what he was trying to sell $50 Bibles.
$60 Bibles. He went from selling sneakers to trying to sell $60 Bibles.
Well, I heard the sneakers.
It's called the Trump Bible. It's called the Trump Bible.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. This is not some side thing with some other group. Literally, he is selling them.
The Trump, but boy, you must really I don't know if I want to say you really full of yourself or you really believe in yourself to write your own Bible. That's weird.
Now, he didn't write his own Bible. He hijacked the King James Version, stuck the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the song, the lyrics from God Bless the USA and some other stuff in there and stamped his name on it, called the Trump Bible.
Oh, so he ain't saying grab her by the tay-tay. That ain't in his Bible. Grab her by the tay-tay.
Nope.
Damn. Yeah, I figured that would be verse.
But I tell you what, this judge up in that hush money judge up in New York is not playing. He enhanced that gag order. Once he started talking about that dude's daughter, that's what kind of scumbag he is. You talking about the judge, that's one thing. Now you're gonna start talking about the judge's daughter. So you looked up the information, got somebody to look up her information and start attacking the judge's daughter. That's like the second or third time he's done that. This dude put a enhanced gag order and said one violation. He's like, I'm gonna lock him up. I'm gonna treat him like any other person. One more thing, I'm gonna lock your ass up.
Hey, didn't Biden say something on Easter too? Because they
a general damn statement, a general damn happy Easter statement.
I thought it was something.
The problem they had, you know what the problem that the right had with Biden on Easter? It happened to Easter this year. And it has on previous years before too. Fell on it's kind of a gay pride.
Yeah, I was going to say it was something that had to do with
and that's what he said. He did say something in terms of that. Okay. But I mean, the day is the day. It fell on that day.
Man, that's Resurrection Day, man. Just keep it about that.
But it fell on that day, and the problem with that is when you get into the, I guess, thing where you trying to judge somebody's religion by their sexual preference, because the problem out there is you got gay people that are openly gay, but they go to church still. They worship still. So there's a conflict of interest, your own personal beliefs about how they should worship versus anything else. And so he just acknowledged them. He didn't, make it a big deal, but he did acknowledge them in the speech. And so people were like, well, why would you even acknowledge them on Easter? Well, because the day is the day. It fell on this day. So last year you acknowledged it and it didn't fall on this day. So why would you, from year to year, you just going to acknowledge it if it doesn't fall on the day?
Right. Well, I love everybody. Whatever your preference is, as long as you are happy with your life, and I so sincerely mean that. I don't give a damn. As long as you are happy in your life and you are living your best life, whatever you do behind closed doors, long as you ain't hurting nobody, live your life. Live your life, people.
I respect that even more. Honestly, I respect that even more. If you are openly gay and you still go sit in church because you
Yeah,
believe in God, I can respect that even more than you trying to
right,
live a double life in doing that,
right.
because you're
Yeah.
not being real. If you're at least being real, whether people agree with it or not is a whole different thing.
So what you think about Dwight Howard? Because I think Dwight Howard should still be in the NBA, but
I think that
it's clear why he's not in the NBA. They ain't gonna come out and say it, but it's clear why he's not in the NBA.
I think that Dwight did that to himself, because it's with a player of his caliber at this point in his career, is he worth the trouble? Is he worth the controversy? And the answer has been a resounding no.
But what controversy though? I mean,
The controversy, the controversy is the fact that once you involve social media, if he never went on social media, he probably would get a job in the NBA. But once he did that, now you're creating this problem. Like, help me out, linebacker back in the day, openly gay, Michael Sam. That was his problem. Once you went on Oprah and once you did it, you being extra,
but
just go play football.
I blame ESPN a lot for that too, because they exploited that shit.
But they exploited him because he put himself out there. Nobody told him to go on Oprah. Nobody told him to do these interviews.
But
dude, just go play football.
Yeah, no,
no. He did that while he was still in the camp.
He did that. But no, I'm saying he did that.
He was in the camp. He was in Rams camp when he did that.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. I'm talking about ESPN exploited him before he got drafted. He went on.
Yeah, I know what the media is always going to do. What the media is going to do, but they gave him a chance, irrespective to the controversy surrounding him. And had he just came in as a dude just trying to do his job as a football player, it wouldn't have been all that. Yeah, it wouldn't have been all that. It's like Jason Collins before that. Who is Jason Collins?
A backup center.
That's all. And at the end of the day, he was doing his job. And then, once you get that going, it brings negative press and all this other stuff. And then a lot of teams, they don't want that. They don't have a problem with you being gay, but why is that a thing? Why are reporters coming in my team's locker room, sticking microphones in every one of my player face, asking them constantly how they feel about you?
Yeah, because bro could play. I mean, I find it, just hard. I mean, that's clearly why he didn't make, the roster, even though he incidentally enough, he was drafted the same draft as Aaron Donald. But
what's the Rams' old offensive lineman, the old white dude that was like 40 something? He had played forever. He won the Super Bowl and then retired after that. Andrew something.
Andrew Whitworth.
Huh? Andrew Whitworth. He was one of them people. They stuck a microphone in his face and wanted to keep badgering him about Michael Sam. And I'm just going to play football.
Whitworth wasn't on the Rams when Michael Sam was drafted. Whitworth was still a Bengal. But it was one of them. It was why do I feel like it was one of their oldest offensive linemen, because he had been there forever, and he just said, "Look, I'm just here to play football. I'm just here to play football." He just kept answering. He did the Marshawn Lynch to him. I'm just here to play football. I'm just here to play football. I'm just here to play football. They put a microphone in Todd Gurley's face. That's for damn sure.
And they just kept going with it, and it's like, dude. It would have happened irregardless, but the fact that he was so, I guess, I don't know. You trying to make a team, dude. Why don't you just focus on that instead of trying to make the circuit?
And it's not like bro couldn't play. Y'all tried. Y'all had him on y'all preseason squad one year.
Yeah. He didn't work out. But yeah, he could play in college. I don't know if he would have been a special teamer or a good backup linebacker in the NFL.
I don't believe that. You don't win defensive player of the year in the SEC. He would have at least if he had never said that, if he had never came out public, he would have been at worst a second round draft pick instead of being like 3 picks from mystery relevant.
Okay.
But, be that as it may, be that as it may, I'm about to roll because I honestly, I don't know what happened over the last hour, over the last 2 hours, excuse me. I really don't feel too hot. I'm gonna fix me
I'm about to
another
spray my phone. You ain't gonna infect me with that COVID. I'm about to spray my phone down.
COVID. No, I already took. All right, bro. Before I got on live, when I started feeling bad, I took a COVID test. No, that's not.
Ask Rob what you got. Ask Rob what you got, because he probably got some conspiracy where they just released this new virus that only affects dudes with the name that begin with B. I expect I'll be catching it soon.
Hey Rob, what I got? I was gonna say you gonna get it. What I got, Rob?
And it's Obama's fault.
Huh? Oh, you stupid. I just caught that. You dumb.
It's Obama's fault.
You stupid. What I got, Rob? Let me know. Tell I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Come on now. I don't feel too hot. I did. I took a COVID test. I'd say about 10 minutes before I got on here. Because it really was feeling like it felt like somebody done whooped my ass.
And tell Rob I'm just fucking with him. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
No, we've been talking about Diddy. You can't say that.
I guess that's kind of inappropriate in light of Meek Mill, right?
Yeah, you can't say that to another. No, you can say I got nothing but love for you, homie. Anyway, look, bro, I appreciate you thugging it out with me tonight. Again, to the guys in Too Tough on Twitch.
Cowards.
Ooh.
Y'all just like y'all favorite player. You don't show up in the big moment neither.
Ooh. Look at me being an instigator. I just want y'all to come on here and state y'all, give y'all opinion. That's all. It's all love here. At the end of the day, it's all love. It's just a debate. That's all. So, for Tony, it's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. Got an interview coming up on Friday on Sports Plus Life Talking Ish. I cannot wait. I'll give you guys more information on it on Facebook. But it's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. I'm out this. Peace. Love ya.